Hey there. Day five. You girls, by the end of the challenge today, you're going to have what you need to get your blog launched. I'm super excited for all of you. I'll just hang out here and wait for people to pop on. If you're watching the replay, I'm so glad that you're here. I'm glad that you took time out of your evening or your morning, whatever time it is where you are, to watch the replay. Just gonna go ahead and wait. Hey, hey. Hey, Chantel. How you doing, girl? I loved your advice regarding my daughter and her drama. I do tell her that there's really two particular girls that are causing all of the drama in the class. Before they came, it was much calmer. It's been an interesting year. And I know that 8th grade and hormones and all that fun stuff has a lot to do with it, but I keep telling my daughter that these girls are seeking attention because for whatever reason, they're not getting it in their life or they're feeling insecure. So I appreciate the information that you shared with me. I'm going to put some of that into practice. Like, okay, we're done. No more talking about this. So thank you. For the rest of you, I was just talking about middle school girl drama and when does it end? I'm so thankful summer's like 2 weeks away. So it's been a lot this year. Yeah, those hormones. I get it. I mean, I totally get that it's new to them and they're learning how to navigate through that type of new emotion that they're having, and everything is just intensified, and now they have this interest in boys, and then there's that, jealousy factor. Hey, Jane. How you doing, girl? It's Friday, and it's Friday night by you. You have a cocktail? Or I hope you have like a cocktail and you can drink some for me. Have one for me. I need to work on another cup of coffee, which I will after. I should just leave my glasses on, huh? Crazy day today, but you made it. I'm so grateful that you're here. Thank you. And thank you for sharing your blog theme. For those of you who are watching the replay and you haven't looked yet, there's a thread going where people are sharing what blog themes they use so that you can click over to their blog if their blog is currently live and see kind of how it looks, how the layout is, to see if that's something you want. Or they're just listing what theme they have, so you can click on that and go check out or Google WordPress and whatever the name of their theme is. So that's going to help you determine what theme you want to use for yourself rather than filtering through 9,000 WordPress themes when you go to pick one. So referrals are great. With anything that we like to do, we like to have referrals because we know people that have used it and it makes it easier for us. So, another way you could do it is go and check out blogs that you already follow that you like the look of, and usually a lot of times at the bottom, hey Melody, hey Can, at the bottom oftentimes of a website or a blog, it'll have the theme. If they haven't taken that off, they have that on there. It's built into the footer, and a lot of times people just leave that on out of not knowing that they could take it off. So you can click on that to see what theme they're using if it's something that you really like. So that's another trick that you can do. Your kids are graduating today? You have twins or a younger and an older from different grade levels? Okay. Thank you for stopping by, popping in. So today, Can, we're going to talk about things to do once your blog is actually launched so that you can be prepared to start receiving traffic. So yeah, catch the replay. That's awesome. I'm just going to wait like maybe one more minute because we have so much to cover today. So we'll get started in just a second. Grab some coffee or some water. And Jane, I saw no cocktails, huh? Darn. Oh well. It's Friday night. I probably will be having one tonight. So I don't know if I mentioned to you guys, but I'm styling a rock band. I think I did mention that to you. So that's been super fun. And I'm going to one of the rehearsals tonight. So I'm going from the blogging world to the styling world, and we're going to work on what looks they want for their upcoming photo shoots. So that's going to be really exciting. And I've already started to receive some of the clothes in and the accessories that we're going to use. And I just love it. Like half the stuff, well, I mean, almost all the stuff that the female is wearing, the lead singer is wearing, I want for myself. I'm like, oh, I totally wear that. She's got good taste. Okay. No, not twins. One high school, one middle school. Okay. Awesome. Well, I appreciate that you've been on all week. It's been fabulous having you here, and no worries. I understand life is busy. It's just a busy time of year too, isn't it? With graduations and the holiday coming up. 3-day weekend here. Yes, you love the tea? The time is now. Hey, Michelle. Oh, so happy you're back. Michelle's daughter hasn't been feeling well. It's been consuming her life. Hey, Tiffany. Welcome, girl. If they want jewelry for what, Jane? For graduation? Oh, for the styling. Yes. Good idea. Let me check out what you have on your site, and we'll see what we can incorporate in. Hey, Natalie. Glad you're here. Thanks for coming. Okay. Hey, Tiffany. I'm going to go ahead and get started. Like I said, I have so much content to share with you, and it really is just scratching the surface, I have to tell you. But I want to set you up with next steps. So we've gone through all of the behind the scenes type stuff that's really going to help make your blog successful, like your big why, your ideal reader, and your branding. And that's all really important behind the scenes stuff that you have to figure out so that you have a strong foundation for your blog. And then we talked about the tech. That was kind of a less exciting day. Just the content itself was a little bit dry. So we got through it, and I have that resource for you. If you haven't checked out that page that has the breakdown of how to set up a WordPress website on Bluehost, make sure you check that out because it's a step-by-step. And I know a lot of you aren't to that point yet where you're ready to do that, but it's there for you when you are ready. And sometime today, sometime after the live today, I'm going to send you another email, and it's going to have all the different links that we've been talking about, so you have those resources in one place. Because I feel like it's a little bit scattered when you're getting emails from me and I'm posting in the group, so I just want to consolidate so you have it in one spot. So you can go back through and rewatch the videos, or if you haven't finished all of the videos yet, you have all of that for you in one place. So today's training is about content, traffic, and email. And I'm just scratching the surface, like I said. And this is all information that's inside of Project Blog. So I'm giving you a preview of what you can expect within Project Blog if you choose to join us in that. And I hope that you see that it's really valuable. But remember, this is just a preview of it. There's a ton more for each of the topics we're going to talk about. So thank you for the hearts. Thank you, thank you. So I just want to see who else popped on here real quick. Amber. Hey, Amber. No worries, girl. We're just getting started. Michelle. Yes, the GDPR privacy thing is about... Yeah, that's like deadline is today. I need to do that too. Basically, thanks to Facebook and them sharing our information with a third party, and and they kind of gave the excuse that they didn't know the third party was going to use it the way that they did, but it's neither here nor there what you believe or what I believe. But because of that, they're cracking down on the privacy policies. So basically, I haven't read real close into it, Michelle. It's still on my to-do list, and today is the deadline, so I need to get it out there. But what you need to do is you need to email your list, and you need to let them know, hey, your content is safe with me, and I think there's some specific verbiage that you need to use. In fact, Jane, connect with Jane after this because I saw she sent hers out already. Good job, Jane. You're on top of it. And basically, you need to tell them you have the option of opting out. All you have to do is click the unsubscribe at the bottom of the email. And whoever your email server marketing host is, whatever platform you're using for that, like I use MailChimp and I know Jane does too, they have that information, and I think you can pretty much kind of copy and paste it and then just tweak it a little bit to fit your audience. So yeah, that's what that's about. I'm sorry I don't have better information, but I'm like, I need to get that done. I need to get that done. But I do know today's the deadline, so you're going to want to take care of that. Just so you're in compliance with that and letting your readers know that their information's safe with you and that they have the choice to opt out at any time because you have that unsubscribe button on the bottom of every email that you send. That's just part of the template of your email marketing tool, okay? So I hope that helps. I know it's kind of lame. Ask Jane. Jane says, it's not though, Jane. Well, I think what it is, Jane is saying it's more of a European thing. I think what it is if you have people on your list from Europe, which how can you not? I mean, how would you know for sure, right? So if those people are over there and they're getting your email, they need to know that information. So it's just covering your bases if in case you do have people on your list from there. Yeah. Applies to Michelle's saying it applies to everyone who has readers from Europe. Okay. Yeah, so Jane says, I just repeated what MailChimp said in my own words. Exactly, that's what I'm going to do too. So thank you, Jane. Thank you, Michelle, for bringing that conversation up. Those of you who don't have a blog, we're talking about if you have an email list, which we'll talk about today, and you have subscribers, there's policies that you need to be up to date on, privacy policies, and you cannot rent or share your email list. They have to know that when they sign up with you, that you're keeping their contact information safe. That's essentially what we're talking about here. Okay, let's start. So here's a news flash for you all. The goal of your blog is to build your email list. I know, that's kind of crazy, right? That's not what you expected. Well, you're sharing all of this great content and you are meeting the needs of your ideal reader and you are building traffic and you're building relationships with brands and you're starting to make money. But the thing that's going to help you hold on to those opportunities of making money is your email list. If ever you decide, hey, this particular blog is no longer for me, I have evolved as a person, I no longer feel like doing it, you don't have to start over from scratch because you have your list of people who love you. They sign up for your email because they like the value that you offer. They like who you are, you know, as a person, who you've shown them that you are via social media and your blog. And they are becoming a part of your tribe, and hopefully they're becoming a super fan. So if you don't have that email list and something happens where you're going to be starting fresh with a new website, you are going to be starting from zero, where you're at right now, for those of you who are just starting out. So it's really important to build that email list and stay in communication with the people on that list. And it's also really fantastic because if you start a second business or a second blog or, you know, any other type of thing, you get to share that with that original email list. When I started Tammy Gibson Online, I shared the fact that I was now doing blog coaching and that if they wanted that type of information, they could get that at my other website and they could get on the email list there. It's kind of blaring daytime light there. So, you know, you already have, if you have an email list, you already have this built-in audience, and hopefully they're at the level where they are super fans, but for sure they're ideal readers because they chose to opt in. So we're going to talk about building that email list, and I'm going to give you some tips. There's a little bit of tech involved. So, if that tech is blowing your mind, we're not really talking about it today. I'm going to tell you who I use, and I'm going to tell you why I use them, and I suggest you also use them just for simplicity's sake. But there's all kinds of marketing email platforms that you can use. So let's dive into it. Here's the 3 reasons why it's true that you want to use your blog to build your email list. It's easier to double your business by doubling your conversion rate than it is to double your traffic. So if you have an email list of 500 people, and of those 500 people, only 3% are opening your emails and clicking on your links. It's easier to tweak what you're doing within the email and get 6%, say, to double it. We're hoping for more, but just to double it, it's easier to get them to click over and read your blog post than it is for you to bring in a whole nother 3% to your list. Okay, so it's better to have people who already want to hear from you than try to bring in more people who want to hear from you. So you want to nurture that email list and keep them active and involved in whatever it is that you're doing. So when you have a blog post coming out, they click the link. Or when you have a product that you want to sell or an affiliate link that you're promoting, they click the link. It's easier than bringing in 60 new people from Facebook to sign up, okay? Over 70% of website visitors leave your site and never come back. So if you get them to come to your website and opt into your email, you can remain in contact with them. If they happen to come in from a Facebook post that they saw that their friend shared, and they come into your website and they're like, oh yeah, this is cool, this is good information, and they leave without signing up for your email, they might not remember who you are. They'd be like, oh, there was that great blog. What was that blog? But they don't put in the effort to research it and find you again. So once they leave your site, there's a really good chance they are never coming back. So all that traffic that you're bringing in, that you're working to bring in, you want it to convert to opt-in, to people that opt into your list. Okay, so that they come back so you can stay in contact with them. If your reader signs up for your email opt-in, for your email list, if they sign up, that's showing that they are interested in you. People are really guarded about giving out their email address because, it's a privacy thing for them. That's why this privacy policy is so important. And it's also sorry, my dog's barking. I forgot to close the door. Sorry, lost track there. So what was I saying? You want them to, sorry. Okay. They are trusting you by giving you their email address, and that means they're one step closer to becoming your super fan. If they give you and share their private personal information with you, they are going to be more likely to buy from you in the future and return to your website in the future. So you're just building that relationship with them on a higher level. When they follow you on Instagram, it's not as personal because it's so easy to follow and unfollow people. Yeah, I like that. And then it comes back up in your feed and you're like, why am I following this person? And then they opt off. So don't take it lightly that they sign up for your email list. Really encourage and nurture that email list once people are on there. Even if it's only 5 people, you got to start somewhere. So really nurture it and be interactive with them. Okay, so I use MailChimp. That's a marketing automation. I don't even know what it's called, but it's who I send my emails out through. And I like them because they're free to begin, up to like 2,000 subscribers. So it's a really cheap way, inexpensive, free way to get started on building your email list. It's also super easy to use. You can create an email template where you have like your logo or whatever design you want to have on your email, and then you can save that so you're not recreating it every single time. So let's see. You can also create, this is pretty cool. This is something maybe in the future you're going to want to use. You can create Facebook and Instagram ads that actually target your list from MailChimp. So somehow they interact with each other, and Facebook knows who's on your MailChimp list, and they can target the ads to them so that your email list is seeing you on Facebook or Instagram. And it's just reminding them that you're there. It's reminding them that, oh yeah, I have an email sitting in my inbox. I need to go and check that out from Tammy. You could share your newsletters on social media automatically. So before I send it to you, I can share it to the social medias. And that's like really nice because then I'm not having to go to places to get that done. I just do that right within MailChimp. And really, seriously, it's simple to use. I've used Constant Contact and iContact, and neither one of those were as easy as MailChimp. There's also like Infusionsoft and all of these other higher level marketing and email services that you can purchase, but this is really like when you're making a lot more money and you're selling products and services, and there's, they have more fancy ways of breaking down your email, segmenting and that type of stuff. So, but it costs a lot of money. So that's not something that I'm recommending to you now, but no, it's available in the future. Because, it's going to be limited. When MailChimp is free, it's going to be limited. But for the function of gathering emails and sending out like weekly emails, it's totally fine. Okay, opt-in. So for those of you not familiar with the terminology of this blogging and online world, an opt-in is basically where your reader signs up for your email list. Okay, that's what we're referring to. And you're all familiar because I'm sure you've all done it. You've opted in, you've said yes to receiving someone else's email. So let's be honest, a basic sign up for my newsletter or get my weekly updates aren't that exciting, right? Do those types of things really entice you to sign up for someone's email? Give me a like if you think that that's a little basic, a little boring. Give me a heart. They finally stopped barking. My little dog is so barky. Yeah. Okay, so I see a few of you. Not that exciting to say, okay, sign up for my weekly newsletter. That's why I'm going to encourage you to create an opt-in of value. Okay, not that your newsletter is not of value, but you have to create interest. You have to entice your ideal reader to be like, ooh, I want that. I'm willing to give up my email address for that thing. So we're going to talk about building a free giveaway. This is something of value to your ideal reader. Think about the problems and the frustrations that she has and figure out how you personally, with your own experiences, can help solve her problem. It's just like writing a blog post, but it's on like 3 shots of espresso, okay? It's amped up, it's higher level, it's filled with great value. It's something that she needs and it's something that she wants. Okay, those two things are different. What someone needs is different than what someone wants. So make sure it's really something she wants. She might need, from my styling perspective, she might need a whole new wardrobe. But what she wants is a really fun, sequins blouse. That's not really an opt-in, but that's just an example of want versus needs. She needs a whole new look, but she wants something fun, okay? So for an example of anything, It could be anything, solve any problem from the smallest thing to the largest thing. So how to control frizzy hair. You know, you could do the top 10 products, best products for controlling frizzy hair. That would be a great example for women with curly hair, wavy hair, or that live where the weather is humid. There's a lot of moisture in the air. It could be something bigger. You could do like the 5 steps to creating a business of your own. It could be how to train your new puppy, you know, how to potty train your new puppy, or how to train your new puppy to walk on a leash. Whatever your industry is, pick a topic that is a source of frustration for her and create a free giveaway for her to entice her to sign up for your email. So you will create, when I'm saying create a free opt-in, it's either going to be a document, so you could literally, you know, type something up on Word, save it as a PDF, and then upload it to your website, and now you have a document that you'll be sending to her when she opts in. It could be an audio or a video or an audio. It could be either one. And, you know, you could do like a series, like a 3-video series on how to decorate your house with feng shui. Or it could be an audio, like 24 manifesting ideas, you know, to manifest $3,000 in a month, something like that, where you're talking them through. So it can be any of those formats. It doesn't just have to be a written word, but you want it to solve her problem. So we call these things between us in the industry, not talking to your ideal reader, but we call them lead magnets, freebies, or opt-ins. So you'll hear those words interchangeably. So if I'm talking about your opt-in and someone else is talking about a lead magnet, it's the same thing. All right, so here are some popular opt-in ideas. A checklist or a resource guide. So you could do the best pans for frying up food if you have a food blog, and you're literally listing out the best pan, why you think it's the best pan, and where she can get it. So you could do like, you know, 10 great pans that you recommend. It could be 5 great homeschooling activities to do outside to teach your kids multiplication. So literally it's like just a resource guide. This is what you do. This is how you do it. Maybe include some pictures so they have visuals on how to do it. And that's a really helpful resource guide for moms who are homeschooling. It doesn't have to be this big giant thing, but what it does have to be is more value than if she were just to Google it, right? If she's Googling like how to teach my kids multiplication, you want to incorporate yourself into it. That's where that element of the outside comes in, or the element of using nature, or the element of, you know, getting together with your homeschooling group and having larger amounts and doing like with, you know, bodies and demonstrating with their actual physical bodies how multiplication works. So, you know, just creating that sense of this is very personal from you and your experiences. An audio lesson is a great opt-in. We talked about you could do an audio opt-in. So you could just create an MP3 using recordmp3.com. That's what I did my audios on. It's totally free. And you can just put your microphone on and you're talking them through it. And you save that audio file. And then you're going to place it on your website. I know this is a little bit technical. I'm not trying to be technical, but you have to have it hosting someplace for them to access it. So, you know, they get a series of 3 audios, or maybe it's just 1 audio. Affirmations are really huge. So what's an affirmation from your industry? So if you're a single mom and you're helping single moms, your affirmations are going to be more geared toward the lifestyle that she lives and how to help her daily get through that. Like, today I am going to be patient and calm with my kids even when we're busy. You know, that's just one example of affirmations, and you talk her through multiple ones. And she's got that audio to listen to. If you know your ideal reader well, you'll know that an audio is great for people who commute or great for people who are exercising because they like to listen to something while they exercise. So knowing your ideal reader is going to help you figure out which format is best for her. You could do a 3 to 5 day challenge. A shorter challenge generally keeps people active in it longer. You could do a 10-day or a 30-day if your audience is open to that, if that's something that they're truly committed to. It doesn't have to be, the Blogstar Challenge is a 5-day challenge. That's my free opt-in right now. This is what I'm using to build my email list. And it's a production. So I wouldn't recommend starting with something like this, doing the live trainings. You totally can if you're ready and game to do that. But you could do a 3 to 5 day challenge just via email where they sign up for the challenge, and for 3 days or 5 days, you send them a really great value-driven email with resources and activities and how-to so that they can implement whatever it is that you're teaching them. So that at the end of the 3 to 5 day challenge, they have learned how to solve a problem or a frustration that they have. And that is all automated. That's all things that you set up prior to the actual challenge because it's not live. So that's something that you can prepare, ahead of time. So you're not actively doing it. And that way when people opt in, they get it right away and they're doing their own pace versus someone else who opts in 10 days later and gets started 10 days later. So everybody is going at their own pace with that type of challenge. Okay. So the most important thing about that, again, is just to create something of value. It has to be valuable enough for her to give up her email. For a mom in red high heels, as an example, I have an opt-in called The Ultimate Guide to Finding the Perfect Pair of Jeans, because we all know that finding the perfect pair of jeans is challenging. So I put together this 25-page guide that helps you understand fit, helps you understand, your different color options, helps you understand the, difference with the stretches and the fabrics. And, I put together outfit looks based on your style, personality, and there's all of this stuff involved. And it's a high value piece and it's 25 pages long. And if she is looking for a great pair of jeans and she is frustrated, this is going to be something she's willing to give up her email address for. On a Mom in Red High Heels, prior to the Blogstar Challenge, I had Blog or Bust, a quick start guide to creating a money-making blog, which essentially is a much, much, much shorter version of the live Blogstar Challenge. So it's a one-time document that they receive with each of the steps that we've actually gone over in the Blogstar Challenge, but with much less detail. But it's still high value. It's still giving you all of the key points that you need to create a money-making blog. So that's just a couple of ideas of things that I have done in the past. Another one in the past that I did was how to get organized, how to get your closet organized. And it was just 8 steps that took them through how to go through your closet and eliminate and what to keep and what to get rid of and where you could sell your clothes or donate or what you need to do to, revamp these pieces that you love. So that was just another pain point that people have. Closets are messy, so let's get them organized. So I helped my ideal reader out with that. So just think about what you have opted in for yourself. What has drawn you in? And then think about why. Why did that draw me in? Why was that important for me to give my email address up? What was I gaining from that? And then put that into perspective with what your topic is and how your ideal reader needs to receive that. So if you thought an audio with affirmations was fantastic, and your ideal reader is on the go, then an audio would be a great idea for you to create. And I want to emphasize, because we're all just starting out, is keep it simple, okay? Lots of value, but keep it simple at this point. So those 3 things that I just shared with you as ideas are a good place to start. There's many more things that you could do that are much more involved time-wise, and I don't want you to get overwhelmed. So I'm giving you 3 really simple things to get started with. Don't make it bigger than it has to be. Get it up and start capturing those emails and building your list. Okay, so once they sign up, so once they opt in, they give you their email address, you want to have an email sequence, an email sequence created that is automated. So that means you've already done the work and she's going to be receiving emails from you for multiple days after she signs up. So the first step is to create an opt-in. So create that piece of information we just talked about. The second step is to send, once she puts in her email, you send her an email with the link to whatever it is she signed up for. That's going to be hosted on your blog someplace, and you're going to send her the email and she's going to be like, click on this, and she gets what she signed up for, okay? She receives it, she's happy, she's satisfied. 2 days later, you're going to send her another email from you, and you're just going to share more about you personally. You can direct her to your About page. You can tell her your story. You can tell her how you got started blogging. You can tell her something that relates to your blog topic. 2 days later after that, you're going to send her another email with some useful links from your blog. So you're redirecting her to content that's already on your blog. You're not really rewriting any useful content. You're just directing her. And the goal of that is just to get her familiar with your blog and digging deeper into what it is that you offer. And you're going to continue that process until she has received 4 to 5 emails from you. Every 2 days, you're sending her an email. It's only value-driven information. You're not selling her on anything. You're just welcoming her and allowing her to get to know you and how you do things and what she can expect from you. And then after that, after those 4 to 5 emails she sends from you, you're just going to start including her on that weekly email list that you're going to send to your entire blog list. So the initial opt-in, the initial reach out to her is going to be 4 to 5 emails. And then after that, she's just on your regular list. And whenever you update and send out to your regular list is when she's going to start hearing from you. Okay? Does that make sense? Give me some hearts if that makes sense. Don't be overwhelmed by the tech. I'm telling you all this stuff is automation, but the email provider that you're using is going to have information on how to do that. MailChimp has tutorials on how to do all of that stuff, and it's just another tech piece that I can't show you on video. That's more of like a webinar piece or a one-on-one training. So if you need one-on-one training, contact me. I'd be happy to work through that with you. But I just want to give you a general sense of what that needs to look like for you, okay? So the goal of this entire thing, which we call a funnel, okay, we're getting her into your email and we're funneling her through all of this content, is just for her to connect with you, build that relationship, okay? All right. Let's see. Okay, so now you have your free opt-in. You've created your email sequence. Now you got to get that link out to the world. You have to get people familiar with the fact that you're offering this great offer. So if you're following me on Instagram, you know that I talk about the Blogstar Challenge a lot, right? And when I'm talking about that before the launch of the challenge, that's my total focus. So that is the only link that is in my Instagram profile. I used to use something called Linktree, and Linktree is a great app that you put the link of your Linktree in Instagram and it takes you to a menu of a bunch of different things that your reader can click on. So I was using that, go to my blog, go to my services, go to my opt-in. And it was giving them too many choices. When people have choices, they get overwhelmed. they might click on that and they go over and they're like, wait, what was I here for? Was that for, what was that thing called? Like they can't remember the Blog Star Challenge, right? And if they're not like super interested and they were just kind of checking it out, they're gonna just walk away. They're gonna click away and not take any action. And we don't want that. So ideally, I want to recommend to you that in your Instagram profile and your Facebook, you only have one link for them to go to. Don't give them a lot of options. So if you're really trying to build your email list, then that link should be the link that goes to where your opt-in is. Okay, does that make sense? You get that relationship started by getting them on your email list, and then in your emails you can share where you're at on social media, and you can share your latest blog post, and you can share when you're going to be doing lives, and you can share your Facebook group and all of that. Capture the email. That's the most important thing. So that one link on Instagram is your email opt-in. You could post on your Facebook page. If you have a Facebook page for your business, they have right under that header, they have an option where you can put a button. Use that button for your sign up. And it's a real simple, like 3-step thing where you create a button that's a sign up and you put the link to where your opt-in is. And so if they click on that, it takes them to that place where they can sign up for your email. You can use your header. You can create an image on PicMonkey or Canva or any of the other, websites that we've talked about, and create your Facebook header to promote your free opt-in, and put an arrow pointing down to that sign in button so that they know exactly what to do and where to go. There's no question of what action you want them to take. And then when you talk about that free opt-in that you have for them, talk about the value that it's going to give them. Don't just be like, I created this free opt-in, I created this resource guide for you, click here to check it out. You want to tell them what is the value. I created a resource guide for you so you know what pans to use to not burn your eggs in the morning. Or I created this resource guide to you to lighten your load when figuring out how you're going to teach math to your kids. Give them the benefit when you talk about it. Don't just put the link out there. I see too many people doing that where they're just like, sign up for my email. Even in your Instagram profile, you need to have a little blurb about it so that they know what that link you have posted there is about. Tell them the value. Don't say sign up for my newsletter. Tell them the value with the link. At the end of your blog posts, you can have a call to action. So you talk, you have your blog post, and at the very end, you always have a call to action. And you can make that call to action, hey, if you enjoy my material or if you enjoyed this post, you're really going to love this resource guide that I've created for you. Here's the link for you to receive it. And you just have that call to action. You tell them exactly where to go. You tell them exactly what it's going to do for them. And that's going to be within your blog post at the bottom. And every time you do a live training on Instagram or on Facebook, or you're being interviewed by someone, or you're even doing a guest post, you want to share the link to your opt-in. Don't just share the link to your blog. Share the link to where your opt-in is. Remember, your blog's purpose is to build your email list. It's to help you grow that email list so you can use that email list to start creating income for yourself. And then use your email list to drive traffic to your blog posts. So you get people on your email list, and then you send out an email to them and say, hey, I have this new blog post up, come check it out. You do more than that, more than the check it out. You tell a little story and you get them involved in the process and excited to read it and click over to your blog. So that's just one more way for you to promote your blog, which we're going to get into in a few minutes. Okay, so for email essentials, when you are writing your weekly email, and I'm recommending weekly because I'm recommending you post to your blog weekly, and you're always going to follow up by sending a newsletter to your group and promote the blog post through the email list. So keep your email short and engaging. You want it to be friendly. You want it to tell a story, not just, hey, my latest blog post's up. People barely skim emails. They don't sit there and read. Most people don't unless they're like a super fan of yours, which I hope that they all will become, but in the beginning, they're not going to be. So they kind of skim over it while they're waiting in the grocery store line or while they're waiting in the carpool line to pick up their kids after school. So you really have to grab their attention quickly with the headline and at the very beginning of the email. Be sure to add social share icons to the bottom of every email that you send out so that if they find that email valuable, they can just click to share it. They can email it, they can post it to social media. Within your email provider, you're going to have that option. They all have it, okay, because it's helping you build your business, which is going to help them build their business. So it's just something that's automated for you, and you want to encourage people to use that. Hey, if you found this email valuable, click the share button below and share it with your friends that will also find it valuable. All right, include only 1 or 2 links within your email. Again, just like the link share thing that we talked about, link tree thing, you don't want to give them too many options. You give them too many options, they get overwhelmed and they don't take the action that you really want them to take, which is to, go to the blog post or join you on a live or, join you on Instagram because you're doing a giveaway or something like that. So only 1 or 2 links within the email for her to click on. Just keep it simple. And when you're doing social media shares, I want, when you're posting in your email, hey, join me on Instagram, I'd love to have you follow me. Don't do that really frequently because your goal is to build your blog traffic. Your goal is your blog. Social media is secondary. Yes, you want to build your social media up because in return it's going to help your blog. I mean, it's this like vicious circle. But you have your super fans on the email. It's pretty likely they're already following you on social media. But if they're not, they're going to see your social media from your blog. So only infrequently share your social media links in your blog or your email list, okay? Social media is secondary. And then 2 more things that are important to have within all of your emails is create an attention-grabbing email subject line. The click rate of opening an email is dependent upon your subject line. If they don't find it that interesting, they probably won't click to even read what you have to say. So really grab their attention in the subject line. And then integrate a story into your email body. This is the final point. Just like in a good blog post, you want to share a story, but you don't want to share the same story that's in your blog post. So you need to vary it a little bit. And you want to create interest. You want to entice her to take action, to click back over to your blog where you're directing her to go to read your blog post. So that email has to be really interesting with a great story, okay? So include a story in each of your emails. And it can just be something really quick, like I posted the other day that it was a while back, but that I had gone shoe shopping and I left the store because I couldn't decide between a pair of flats and a pair of heels. The practical side of me and the mom side of me was leaning more towards the flats, and they were super cute, stylish. But the glamour mom in me really wanted those heels, and I knew I wouldn't wear them as frequently, but it was a gift card I was using, so it was not like I was investing my own money, and I just couldn't decide. I couldn't make that decision, so I walked away, and I actually went back, and it was a few days later, I went back and those heels were still there, and I scooped them up. So I just kind of told that story about, pamper yourself a little bit and get what you really want. You really want the heels, get your heels. And so I just shared that story, and then I led them over to a blog post regarding, I don't even remember now what it was about, but it was just a little personal touch. If your page, now we're going to talk about the About page. Sorry, my notes kind of messed up there. I see questions. I'll get to them, okay? Now we're going to talk about your About page. So when you get your blog started, you get it launched, you get it live. Oh, we're running out of time already. This is so long. You want to do that email opt-in, and you want to do an About page. Okay, these are important pieces to have before you announce your blog to the world. So let's go over what you need in the About page. So in the About page, it needs to be branded. You don't want to just babble on and on about you. You want whatever you put in there to be relevant to your ideal reader. And remember, we talked about in branding the sprinkles, right? You add in these little touches that are you. Like for me, it's high heels and fashion. It doesn't really have anything to do with blogging, but those are my sprinkles that I add in. So I want to address those sprinkles on my About page. I want to address my expertise, okay? Talking about why you should trust me within this topic area. You want to let your reader know what they can expect from you when they come to your blog. So if you have a format where you are posting weekly, say that. If you don't have a regular schedule, which you really should, but if you're not ready to commit to that type of consistency, then maybe just share, you can expect to hear from me about these topics. Okay, just let them know so that on that one page, if that's all that they read, they can have a really good overview of what you and your blog are about. You can share a link or two to favorite blog posts more towards the bottom because you want them to get through that information about you, the About page, before they start clicking around. But it's a great way to take them into the rabbit hole on your website. Now, I always tell you, don't fall into the rabbit hole. You want your readers to fall into the rabbit hole on your website. You want them to keep digging and finding interesting new things. You want to keep them there as long as you possibly can. So sharing just one or two links to good blog posts is a good idea. Here's a place where you can share how to connect with you on social media. Just put the ones that you're active on. So like I haven't been really active on Twitter. I just have an auto feed to Twitter for A Mom in Red High Heels. So I wouldn't really share that I'm on Twitter because if they're trying to have a conversation with me there, I'm not replying and that's not going to, look good to them. So only share the ones that you're really truly active on where they can find you. You want to have several branded pictures of you. That means if you're trying to come across your blog, your speaking voice, and your personality as edgy, then your pictures should be edgy, okay? Whatever you equate edgy to. So, make sure that they look branded. You also don't want to post selfies. Take some good quality pictures, and they don't have to be professional pictures, but just have someone else take the picture of you so it's not this angle with your arm up. I don't have real long arms, but I can't seem to ever get my arm far enough away, to get the angle that I want for selfies. So just, really nice pictures of you that are branded and, 2 or 3. And then on that page, you also want to share where they can get your free offer, where they can get your opt-in. You want to have that on your About page. Because I don't know about you, but a lot of times I'll go and be like, this is kind of a cool website. Let me check more into it. I want to know about that person that's writing it. So I go to the About page. It's one of the first pages I go to on a new website. So that's what other people are doing as well. So really make it juicy, interesting, fun. Don't be too serious, but share your accomplishments, share your knowledge and your expertise, why you are the expert in that area, and then add in all those fun sprinkles. You just want to really let your personality shine. Okay, so let's dive into traffic. You're all asking, how do I get more traffic? How do I get more traffic? Rick, this is the answer you're not going to want. Great content is how you get more traffic. Honestly, when you have really good, valuable content, people are going to share it. It's going to be found on Google, and it's going to be of interest to people when they see it, like on social media or in your email. So we're going to talk about creating really great content. Then we'll dive into what to do beyond that. And okay, so let's get started on what a great blog post needs. And there's several important qualities. If you guys need to get off, because I know we're running out of time and I still have a ton to go over. I'm so sorry. There's a lot. I want you to have it all. So if you have to pop off, I totally understand. Just make sure you come back to the replay, okay? Because I know we're already coming up on an hour, about 50 minutes here. So here's the important qualities that a great blog post needs. You need to provide a solution to a problem of your ideal reader, even if it's a small problem. Like, for example, keeping your inbox clean may not seem like a big problem to you, but to me it is. I've gotten multiple emails, and I checked the stats today. I have over 13,000 emails that need to be cleaned out of all of this. So my daughter has a summer job. And the problem is I read them on my phone, and you can't really delete them off your phone. It doesn't delete it from the system. And so it's just this big vicious cycle, and they build up, and I don't get in there to clean it out. So if I had a system for keeping my inbox cleaned out, that would be really useful for me, even if you think it's something simple that comes naturally. So don't assume that everybody's like you. Okay, you want to assume that they need to learn this stuff. So it should solve a problem. It should also enhance your authority or expertise. You need to include, I have this experience. I know what I'm talking about. You want that to come across nice and strong without literally saying, I'm the expert, okay? You don't want to be obnoxious about it. You want to be humble, but you do want to share your personal stories that create that authority. You want a blog post to evoke emotion in your reader. Emotion causes action. And that emotion could be joy, it could be sadness, it could be empowerment, where they feel like, I am going to finally do something about this. When you create emotion, she's going to remember it, and she'll be like, oh, I remember reading that blog post, and I actually took action. I put those steps into place, and things are different for me now, even if it's small, even if it's just a really great hair product, even if it's an outfit that inspires you. My stepdaughter has this blogger she follows. She talks about it all the time. So-and-so recommended, so I went to Gap and I got this outfit and it's so cute and she wore it and blah, 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 right? So you want to create emotion. She feels like she can trust this blogger to give her great advice on where to shop for clothes because she likes her style. She relates to that style. And she has created that emotion within her. So she remembers that and she goes back to that blogger over and over. You also want to get her to take an action. You're going to have a call to action. And that could be, like we said, to sign up for your email list. It could be that call to action. It could be a call to action. If you like this post, share it with your friends on social media. It could be a call to action to go over and read another blog post. If you enjoyed this blog post, I think you're really going to find value in this blog post. So whatever it is, you want to have an action for her to take and be very clear about it. A blog post for you should create income potential. And that means you're either getting them signed up to your email list, so when you have something to promote and sell, they're already on the list to hear it from you. It could be an affiliate link within the blog post that's going to make you money. It could be a sponsored post where a brand is paying you to post it. So those are all income producing activities. So each of your blog posts should have something at minimum driving them to your opt-in so that down the road when you have something to sell, you can sell it to them. And the last thing is it should be a traffic magnet. That means the quality is so good that people want to share it and they want to read it, so they're going to come to your blog. They're going to bring people with them. They're going to share it. Okay, it's a traffic magnet. So let's go over the types of blog posts that you could create. And I'm just going to try and list them off with a little bit of an example. We don't have time for the deep dive. Obviously, we're out of time. But how-tos are really popular. How to clean your carpet. How to get your dog to sit and stay. How to find a fabulous outfit that looks good on your body type. Okay, so any type of how-to instruction within your blog niche. Interview an expert in your industry. A lot of times I'll get emails, regarding companies that have like a skincare expert because they want to promote their skincare product. If you're interested in interviewing this expert, contact us. And interviews are a great way to develop content without you actually having to develop content. You're just asking the questions, and that could be an email interview, or it could be, an audio where you do like a phone call together, or a live where you do, a video together. But an interview is a great way to share your space. Remember, we talked about Taylor Swift with branding, how she shares her stage with other performers, and it's good for both of them for building their audiences and their fans. Well, same thing for you. You invite an expert on, they're likely going to share that feature with their audience. So hey, check me out. I was on a mom in red high heels. Go read my interview. So they come to my blog and they read that interview. Mixed media. So change up your style of posting. Don't have all written word, all, the same style throughout. Do video, do audio, you could have blog posts that are just really image based. Just mix it up and keep it interesting and fresh for your reader. You could do giveaways, like, you get some product samples, or you're working with a brand and they want to get it out to your readers, so you host a giveaway. Giveaways can be a great way to bring in traffic, but be warned that they can bring in a lot of people that are not your ideal reader as well. I had the opportunity to give away an HP laptop years ago, and I actually won a laptop for myself because I had the biggest promotion of it and the most traffic for it, but those people were not my ideal reader. They were not good leads for me. So while I did win a laptop for myself and that was super exciting, it didn't really benefit my business. Okay, so you just have to be careful. If your ideal reader is a curly hair girl and you're giving away curly hair anti-frizz products, then it's going to bring in more people who need that anti-frizz product and to control those curls. And so you can, that's more for your ideal reader. So just be careful what you're choosing to give away. Gift cards, like if you're trying to gain followers. I know a lot of people on Instagram do this, and they're gaining a lot of followers. They are, because they're giving away Amazon gift cards, they're giving away cameras, they're giving away big stuff, and they're not getting their ideal readers. It's better to have a smaller number that are quality than to have a larger number in quantity, okay? For your blog posts, you could do reviews of products, of books, of anything that is within the umbrella of your topic. So I talked to Tiffany, she's doing a homeschooling blog, and we were talking about fashion. Like, you don't immediately think of fashion being under the umbrella of homeschooling moms, but you need to have really sturdy shoes when you're outside and you're doing all the activities that Tiffany's doing. She lives in, the Pacific Northwest, and so she needs raincoats and rain boots and jackets and all this kind of stuff, and she wants to look cute going out and adventuring. So that's totally a way to incorporate it by doing reviews of these types of products, because here's Tiffany out with her kids doing these great activities. Look how cute she looks. Where did you get those? And she can refer them or host, with the review of those products. So just kind of expand your mind on what it is that you could actually talk about that relates to your topic. Resource lists. So this could be a resource list of these are really fantastic blogs for you to check out that I think you'll enjoy, or these are really great products that you'll enjoy for this problem that you may be having. you love a good red lipstick, these are my top 5 picks. So just resources. And those resource lists are really fantastic for adding affiliate links in on. So affiliate links are links where if someone clicks on it and they purchase, you get a small kickback. You get a small portion of that purchase. So affiliate links and resource lists go hand in hand. They're like ideal for each other. Okay. So I had this issue where I ran out of printer paper today. I've been printing a lot this week. And so I had to print like on the back side. Hopefully this is going to flow because now I have to start over on the flip side of all of this stuff. I'm hoping it's going to be easy. A personal story. From time to time, you really want to give your ideal reader a personal story to get to know you, where the blog post isn't educating her in any way other than perhaps how you resolved your own problem or how you handled a certain situation. Sometimes they just want to hear more about you. And if they're your super fan, that's going to be frequently. They want to know you. So it's okay to throw in those personal stories from time to time. Checklists. These are the easiest blog posts to write. You simply do top 10 things to make the most of your morning meditation. And then you just do a list. These are so popular that some blogs are exclusively lists. Every single blog post that they do is a list. Top 5, top 10, top 12, So that's a great, if you kind of run out of time or inspiration, just do a checklist. Another type of blog post that you can do, hi, I see new people coming on. We are running so late. Thank you for being here. You can do a blog series where maybe for the month of July, you want to focus on summer fun with your family. So for every blog post that you do in July, it's part of that July summer series that you do. Or holidays is a good time to do that type of thing as well. So just set up the expectation with your ideal reader that, hey, I'm working on a blog series. For the next 4 posts, we're going to be talking about this topic. And controversy. Controversy is something that brings in a lot of traffic. I'll be honest with you. If you have very strong opinions about something and it's maybe not a popular opinion, or it is a popular opinion, but it's a very two-sided argument, those type of posts bring in a lot of conversation from search engines. Again, it may not be your ideal reader per se, but you might capture some who also strongly agree with what you're saying. I did blog post on Brazilian blowout. I didn't actually do it. I had my stylist friend that I know, and she's an expert in this industry. And we did a series of blog posts about Brazilian hair blowout, Brazilian blowout hair keratin treatment. And it has formaldehyde in it. It did at the time. And we received a ton of traffic and a ton of hate because of that blog post. And I don't like controversy, so it was not my favorite thing. And people are mean and rude and are very bold when they're leaving comments because they're not face-to-face with you, so they feel like they can say anything. There was a lot of language. It just was a yucky feeling for me. So I really don't post controversy. Some people thrive on it. If that's you, go for it. But that's just another type of blog post that you can post. And just be prepared for the pushback and the negativity. But they do also get shared a lot. Okay, with any of these ideas, the number one thing that you want to think about before you start writing is, how is this blog post going to serve my ideal reader? It's the number one thing. How are you serving your ideal reader? And then just a tip regarding blog post length. You'll find a huge variance between blogs on how long their blog post actually is. And research shows that a blog post of like 1,200 words is a good length that gets a lot of interaction and response. It gets the best response. So that's going to be your goal. Now, I am recommending that you only post 1 blog post a week. back in the day, back when blogs were kind of new, we were posting literally multiple times a day. You were keeping that content fresh. And they were not 1,200 word blog posts, okay? They were much, much shorter. It was more of microblogging. And it's tiring, exhausting, it wears you out, it burns you out. And so now it's much more acceptable to do one lengthy, high value blog post once a week. So if you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed on how much you have to post, I hope that helps you. You really only need to do it once a week. But the most important thing is consistency. So if you do decide you're going to post more, like maybe twice a week, be consistent with that so that your ideal reader knows what to expect. If you're only going to post twice a month, be consistent with that. If that's all you can fit in right now, that's okay. Just be consistent so she knows that on the second and fourth Thursday of the month, she can expect a blog post update from you. Okay, and I am going to leave a download. This is going to be included in the email I send out with links. I'm going to include the perfect blog post layout, which is a document that kind of breaks down how to lay out your blog post. I just didn't want to go over that today because obviously we're out of time. Sorry. Okay. So if your content is so valuable, how are people going to find it? Let's talk about that real quick. Your goal is to create great content to bring in the traffic. And by creating great content, search engines are going to pick it up because it's going to be high value. But you have to do a few things to make sure those search engines do find it. And that is include keywords. Keywords are going to be words that your ideal reader is going to be searching for when she's looking for some help on that topic of your blog post. So say you're talking about puppy training, you're going to want to use those keywords, puppy and training, specifically what type, leash training, potty training, sleep training, what type of training. Be really specific. And those keywords need to go into your blog title and also within your blog content and also within the tags of your blog post. Okay, if content is king, social media is the gasoline. So you definitely want to be using social media to promote your blog posts. First of all, you have to share your blog post. You have to be the one to initiate this. Don't just expect your readers to come on and share it and you not take action. And just by sharing your new blog post one time on your social media platform is not enough. You have a new blog post, share it to the social medias that are the ones that you are actively on. Okay, so if you're sharing to Instagram and Facebook, sharing to those two, you want to do it multiple times that week. But you don't want to do the exact same share. You want to switch out the image, you want to switch out the content a bit, make it fresh, give it a new perspective. So somebody who maybe saw your post on Monday sees it again on Wednesday and they're like, oh, I want to read that. Or, oh, I forgot about that. I need to go do that. People are forgetful and busy and they need reminding. So multiple times per week, you're going to share that new blog post of yours. Just make sure you switch up how you're presenting it. The great thing about social media and blog posts working together is you can literally take content from your blog post, copy and paste it into your social media share, and you're not having to recreate that content. You're repurposing it. So take advantage of that. You already wrote the content, so just put a blurb. So one post might be the portion where you talk about a personal story. Another post might be a little bit more about the how-to, but that all comes out of your blog post content. Okay, have social media sharing buttons on your blog. So these are plugins on WordPress, and you will load them into your plugins, and they'll pop up within your blog post. I know you've all seen it. If you've been on any blogs, you've seen it. And so your reader can click that button to share it to their social media, and they could just choose which social media to share it to. Okay, so make sure you have that option available to your ideal readers. They're just called social media share plugins. And we can talk about specific ones. If you pop a question into the group, I can leave a comment with which ones I'm using. All right, create beautiful text images on Canva or PicMonkey or whatever website you like to use, and share them on Pinterest. You guys, Pinterest is like a blogger's best friend. Pinterest can drive huge traffic to your blog if you're using it correctly. And the number one thing is your images have to be beautiful. So create text images that tell the value that the reader's gonna get by clicking that link to read your blog post. So you can do a how-to, how to make your dog stop barking. Driving me crazy. How to, get your kids to go to sleep at bedtime. How to, do a smoky eye. Whatever the benefit is for your reader, you put that into a text image and you share that to Pinterest, because Pinterest is really highly used when people want to research something. So it's like a search engine pretty much. Again, a call to action at the end. I told you you can do a call to action at the end of your blog post on signing up for your email list. Well, you can do a call to action to share. If you enjoyed this material, please share it on your social media, or please share it with a friend. Just ask for the share. Send an email. Every time you do a new blog post, send an email to your email list letting them know there's a new blog post up. And then a lot of you are members of different Facebook groups, and a lot of Facebook groups have a sharing day where they say, hey, share what's going on with you. Share your blog post in there and make it enticing. Don't just put the link. Entice people. Give them an idea of how it's going to bring value to their life. Give them a little snippet. Okay, so those are ways that you can drive traffic back to your blog post and to your website. Now, we all start at zero. We all start with no followers, no traffic, no people on our subscribers list. Okay, so that's the good news. We all start at the same place. The good news is that your traffic should not be your number one concern. Okay, a lot of you are asking about traffic. How do I get my traffic up? It is more important, like I said earlier, to have quality traffic than quantity traffic. You really only want your ideal readers coming. And the reason for that is because they are going to be the ones to turn into your super fans and buy from you. Click the links that you share. Go to the sponsor's website, because that all reflects well on you and helps you build your business. So yes, of course, you'll welcome the people who are just checking you out and maybe aren't your ideal reader. Of course, come on in, take a look around. Love to have you. You're not going to deny them that, but don't get too hung up on those traffic numbers. Don't get too hung up on, I need a certain level. Brands really are recognizing micro-influencers, and micro-influencers are people who have smaller lists, but they're very dedicated and devoted followers. So it's better to have a tribe of 1,000 super fans than it is to have a list of 10,000 people who don't take action. All right, almost done here. Foundational elements for a successful blog. Number 1 is your mindset. Number 2 is your big why. Number 3, your message and your branded stories. Why are you doing what you're doing? What makes you different than all the other bloggers that are out there blogging on the same topic that you are blogging on? Understanding your ideal reader. I don't think I can say that enough. You have to understand the woman or the person that you're talking to so you can understand her frustrations, so that when she reads your content, she's like, she gets me, because that's how she's going to become your super fan. Your branding that reflects you as a person, but it's also recognizable to your ideal reader. She's not going, I don't get this. I don't understand this. Okay? So you really got to streamline that branding. You're an email opt-in that entices your ideal reader, something that she wants, something that adds value. And then the last thing to have a successful blog is just to have that really value-driven blog content. Any content you put out needs to be value. Don't just put fluff up. Don't do it to fill your pages just to have something to post. It's better not to post than to post fluff. Okay, so really value-driven content. And when you have a mixture of all of those things and you are doing your best to make them the best that they can be, you're going to have a successful blog. All right, all of that content that we shared today and that I went way over, so sorry, is in Project Blog, but at a multiple times value. This is just scratching the surface. But I want you to know that if you are ready to launch a successful blog and build your traffic, build your influence, and build your income, that Project Blog is a really fantastic opportunity for you. And if you found value in what I gave to you this week, then you will find value in Project Blog. So I would love for you to please consider joining me in Project Blog. And those doors are closing June 3rd. So you have 1 week to get your blog launched, because you really need to start it with a blog so that when we're going through the program, you can actually apply what it is that we have for you to apply, the action steps. But I cannot stress enough that you need to apply the information that we learned this week during this challenge. It's really great to fill your mind with knowledge and learn new things, but if you do not take action, nothing in your life is going to change. You have to be an action taker. And my core message in all of this is, the time is now. Okay, as my t-shirt says, the time is now. Stop putting yourself on hold. Stop making excuses. Stop living in fear. Stop hiding. You want to do this or you would not be a part of this challenge. So do not let excuses like, I don't know how to do tech, or I don't have time, stop you from living the dream life that you dream of living, the laptop lifestyle, the lifestyle of impact. You have options in front of you right now. I have offered you 2 fantastic options with that one-on-one coaching to help you get your blog set up, get that theme going so your blog looks and functions the way that you want. And I'm calling that Star Power package, the Star Power coaching. 1 hour to help you get that going, and that is $100 for 1 hour of Skype coaching with me. You do have to be using WordPress and Bluehost simply because that's what I know and that's what I can help you with. If you're on some other platform, I'm not going to be able to help you as efficiently. And I also am offering you Project Blog. That's a $297 investment in yourself. And there are payment plans available if you need that. But don't let the money stop you. If you truly want to launch this blog and create a business, an opportunity of freedom and income for yourself, then you'll find a way to do it. $297, you can be creative and come up with that. Manifest it, pray about it, talk to people so that they know that you have this desire. You never know who's going to offer what or where money's going to come from. I've heard so many stories of, I got a surprise check or I got money back from something. If it's on your heart, you will find a way. And if you actually want to invest in both, I am offering a special offer of $25 for the 1 hour coaching with the purchase of Project Blog. So that's a $322 investment on your part where you'll get 1 hour of Skype coaching with me and the 8-week course in Project Blog. So you have those options in front of you. Now, I just want to tell you real quick, I've kind of touched upon the fact that I went through a period of time where I had a lot of anxiety and a lot of self-doubt and a lot of just bad feelings about myself because I kept telling myself I didn't have clarity. I didn't know what I was supposed to do. I didn't know what the next step was for me. I was in this position of being stuck, and it was really ugly. I'm telling you, sobbing at my computer and begging God for answers. I was not a fun person to be around in that period of my life. I actually lost contact with a lot of friends simply because I was sick of myself, and I didn't want to deal with the possibility of me complaining to them, because I know how hard it is to be on the receiving end of that type of conversation. I also was probably slightly in a depression, whereas I just didn't want to be around people. But I also know from their perspective, they probably didn't want to be around me. And whether that was true or not, I kind of felt like I needed to protect them because I cared about them, and I didn't want to subject them to me during that period of my life. And it was hard. It was really hard. But I'm telling you, the change came when I got so sick of it that I decided to take some action. And when you take action, you gain momentum. And when you gain momentum, you gain more momentum and more clarity. And it just increases and it starts to snowball. And pretty soon you're starting to see success. And you're starting to feel like, oh, maybe I really can accomplish what I want to accomplish. Maybe I really have that option of living my dream life. But sitting there thinking about it and pondering it and whining about it and crying about it wasn't getting me where I wanted to be. And I want you to know that for yourself. You cannot be a light to this world hiding in your closet. You have to put yourself out there, and you have to step forward even if you're having fear. You have to go for it even if you're having fear. So I come from this place that I get that fear and that anxiety and that stress and that overwhelm. So if that's something that you're feeling, I want you to know that I understand and I'm here and available for you. And if you want to talk about it, just message me. I am happy to walk you through what worked for me. I am happy to help support you, because my mission is to help you shine your light. And I truly believe that blogging is a powerful tool to do that. Because of the internet, we can connect with women around the world and share our message and give people tools to make their own lives better. And I want to do that for you. I want to help you to shine. So I'm just asking you to stay in contact with me and start your blog, regardless if you join me for private coaching or if you join me for Project Blog. I want to be excited and share your successes and see your blog get launched. So stay in touch with me and make sure that you get that blog launched. Do not wait, okay? I'm just begging you, do not wait. It's so powerful. It's at your fingertips. It's right there, girls. You're just a week away from launching that blog if you put the time and the work into it. Speaking of that, I would like to know, I'm not sure who's still on here because I know we went forever long, but who's in the running for those Blogstar t-shirts? I want to know. Give me some hearts if you think that's a goal that you're going to make. Ooh, good. I'm seeing some hearts. Yay. So these are the requirements to win that Blogstar t-shirt. Share hashtag Blogstar Challenge 3 times and tag me, Tammy Gibson Online, on a public Instagram page. Okay, can't be private. Do that 3 times before June 3rd. Be active on these lives and the replays. That means active is you're doing hearts, but you also need to leave a comment so that I know you actually commented. I have to be able to see that you participated, and you leaving a comment and letting me know that, hey, I'm here and answering the questions as we're going through and responding. That's being an active participant. And then the third one, which is obviously the big one, is I want you to launch your blog. It needs to go public. It needs to go live with at least 1 blog post by June 3rd. And if you can accomplish all of that stuff, I'm going to send you a free Blogstar t-shirt. You guys voted on the design, so that's what we're going with, the gray t-shirt with the pink Blogstar. And I'm super excited to see who is going to accomplish that goal. I know it's a lofty goal. I know it's a huge thing. In America, we've got a 3-day weekend going on. I know we're busy with holiday and graduation and all that kind of stuff, but you may have a little bit of extra time this weekend to be working on this. You have the tools. I provided the tools to my best of my ability. If you still have questions or you're unsure of something, pop it into the comments of the group, okay? put a blog post up, make sure when you're asking a question to tag me so that I make sure that I see it, okay? I am so honored that you chose to join me on this journey. Thank you for being a part of my life this week, and I hope that our relationship continues to flourish, and I'm just so blessed by each and every one of you and the support that you've given me and your fellow blog stars. And so let me see what kind of questions you have, and if anybody's still here. Hi, Christina. Hey, Michelle, you back? Hey, Cassandra. Yeah, Jane, I know. Thanks, hon. Sorry, so long. We went an hour and a half today, guys. Melody, hi. Okay, bye, Michelle. Amber, I send out a blog so you don't become irrelevant, but what about sending a bi-weekly email or monthly? I guess I just want to know why a weekly email. Okay, the weekly email, Amber, is just in association with your weekly blog post. At minimum, I want you sending out an email to promote your newest blog post. Yes, of course, you can send bi-weekly. That's totally great. Some people send daily emails, which I think that that's a little... maybe a little bit outdated unless you're promoting a product that you're trying to sell that we really get into in Project Blog, how to create a product for yourself and to sell that. And at that point, you're going to do a lot more communication via email. But just when you're kind of in maintenance mode with your blog and you're building your list, minimum is once a week. That's why I say that. If you want to send more, you have the time for that, go for it. And it doesn't always have to be attached to a blog post. You know, if you just have a great resource you came across that your ideal reader would find useful, shoot out an email to your list and let them know about it. They'll appreciate that. Just if you start to notice that you're sending maybe 3 emails a week and you're noticing that people are dropping off your list, then play with that and send a little less and see if that makes a difference. It's all research. Okay, it's trial and error. You just got to try and see what works for your particular audience. Melody, you have a lot of work to do. We all do, honey. Twitter, Jane's saying Twitter was interesting today as many people were stating that they don't like being inundated with emails. That's why I have 13,000 emails, Jane. I agree. There's lists I need to get off of for sure. I opted into their offer because I thought it was a fantastic value, and now I need to get off of their list because I get way too many emails. So I get that, and your job is to make sure you're targeting your ideal reader and building her up again. I can't stress it enough. That's why it's so important to understand who that woman is or that person if you're not talking specifically to women, because she's more likely to stay on if you're offering something that's of value to her. And you know, people's lives change. Like I'll opt into a lot of stuff about social media, for example. And then when I'm kind of phased out of that, needing to learn that type of thing, then I will get off of their email. And it's just this natural evolving thing. So don't feel bad if people are getting off. It just means that, you know, you need to get more people in, and maybe there's a shift. Okay, maybe you're shifting, maybe your content is shifting and people are no longer relating to it, that were on your list. Or if you did this big giveaway and you get 1,000 people to sign up and they start dropping off because they realize, oh, this really isn't relevant to me. Well, it's actually better for you. It's just cleaning up your list. You want quantity? No, you want quality over quantity. Try to give away a free product, but I hasn't increased my email list. Okay, the free product, if you're just giving away a free like physical product, like I know Jane's referring to, she gives away coffee mugs, which is fantastic. It's a fun little activity. People like free products. They like free stuff. So you're not always going to get your ideal reader. They'll opt in because they just want the chance to win something free. And then they stay on the list because they have hope that it's going to happen for them one day, or they opt out because they're like, oh, I didn't win this time. I don't really want to read her emails. I just want the free product. So again, it comes back down to making sure that whatever it is you're offering is something that your ideal reader is really interested in. Now for Jane, her blog is Coffee and Glow. She talks a lot about coffee. So a coffee mug makes total sense that her ideal reader would appreciate that. So just make sure that your product is relevant to your reader. Okay, see a question at the bottom. I'll come back to it. I'm scrolling up. Creating an opt-in has been one of my biggest challenges, Michelle said. Don't make it more challenging than what it is. Just do a resource guide or a checklist of something valuable. So Michelle, you're talking to moms that want to stay home and start a business so that they can stay home with their kids. Why don't you do a resource guide of the top 10 most valuable network marketing businesses that they could get involved in? I know Michelle does Beauty Counter, so that obviously would be on the list. And you could add some other ones that are not competitors to Beauty Counter, so they're not already makeup and skincare. So you could do a lot of like the supplements, fitness products, that type of thing that's a similar opportunity, but it's not a competitor of yours. And that gives her a jumping point to start her research. It can be so overwhelming. Like, I have no idea what I want to do. I know there's opportunity, but I have no idea. So you narrow it down for her, Michelle, and you give her, these are great options. I know friends that are selling Young Living Oil. I know friends that are selling Plexus. These are some great opportunities for you to look into. That'd be a great resource guide. You're talking about how to make money, making money, building a business so that they can stay home with their kids. All right. Okay, let me scroll all the way back to the bottom. Thank you for hanging out with me. Hey, Amber. I have a question of MailChimp versus Mail. I don't know MailMunch. I don't know MailMunch. I'm sorry. It's already implemented on WordPress. Is it already kind of set up for you, Amber? Is that your question? Because some blog themes already come with the email with like MailChimp set up, and I'm assuming that's what she's talking about with MailMunch, is it's already set up, and you don't have to use that if it's already on there. It's easier for you to implement. They're really trying to make WordPress themes less coding, so you don't really have to understand coding, and it's more of the drag and drop type thing, and which makes it super user friendly for people who don't actually know coding. It's a WordPress plugin, so MailMunch has to be a place that who hosts your email automation. And why it doesn't do good landing pages. It showed up. So it's a plugin that's on there. You can delete plugins if you don't want to use it. You can just delete it. Let me research what MailMunch is. I don't know. I'm not familiar with it. So let me research that and see what I can figure out for you, okay? All right. Thanks for those of you who were able to hang out with me. I know I went way over. So those of you that got off, I totally understand. If you watched the replay, thank you for sticking with me this entire time. Again, I just want to say thank you for your time this week. I hope that you found value in this Blogstar Challenge, and I hope that you continue to want to work with me, either with the one-on-one coaching or the project blog, or just stay active in the group, okay? I loved getting to know all of you, and thank you for your time. Bye. Have a great weekend. Yay. Bye.